Hello guys, so I know that this is a little bit weird, like, oh, why are you pulling out the face cam? But I just wanted to do something a little bit different today because, all the time it's just the same boring gaming footage and I'm kind of tired of using it. And I'm also kind of tired of making it as well. But anyways, today's video is going to be about school. I've made videos about school before in the past, and I just wanted to make this again to talk about why specifically I don't like school. It's August, so school's about to start, so that's another reason I also wanted to make this video. So why exactly do I not like school? Well, there's two main reasons, and one reason is that it kind of condenses learning into just being about knowledge. Learning is about knowledge, yes, getting knowledge, but the way that you learn is also very important, and school kind of ignores that, right? School's all just about getting the knowledge, but how you get the knowledge is not really important in school. It's not really considered, right? School is so boring, most of the time at least, right? Because you're just sitting in a desk memorizing the books or whatever that they give you to memorize, and you don't really get to have experiences that cause you to memorize things. Like, you're not learning from experience in school, and even when you are, it is a controlled experience, right? So for example, an experiment, right? If you're in a science course and you have an experiment to do, the school is the one who decides what experiment you get to do, how far you're going to go with it, and etc. So even when it is experience-based learning, it's again being controlled by the school. And maybe this isn't that important because, oh, well, you're still learning stuff, right? But the thing is, if you learn stuff in that kind of way, now it's no longer memorable and it's no longer beautiful as to how you learned it, right? You're going to remember something based on how you learn it as well. So school just kind of lets that go. Now, obviously, there are some things that are very important that it's okay if you have to by force memorize and learn it. For example, learning how to read and write, basic math, those things are essential. When it comes to making learning fun, if you focus too much on the fun aspect, then there's a chance you won't learn anything at all. I'm not saying that's always bad, but it is bad when it's applied to almost everything, right? And the other reason I don't like school is because it's really not fair. School in America is not the same as school in Ghana, for example. I'm not talking about the content you learn, but I'm talking about, again, the opportunities available to you. School is marketed as this thing that can get you higher up in life, but depending on where you live, even if you do manage to get those degrees and all of that, you're not going to have the same income, or at least a similar income, to somebody who's living in a more developed country, right? Even if you do want to be a doctor and a lawyer, like those high-paying jobs, right? Depending on where you live, there's a chance that you're not even going to reap the benefits of having such a degree, just because the opportunity's not there, the facilities are not well equipped, and stuff like that. So it doesn't necessarily guarantee you success, yet it costs a lot of money, it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, and all of that, and that's another bad thing about it, right? Now, I also want to say this: some jobs do require heavy schooling. For example, if you want to be a pilot or something, you're gonna need that heavy learning. You need to focus on getting that knowledge because it is extremely important knowledge. You can't always rely on experience to teach you stuff, but the thing is, when it's fully and entirely neglected, it can become a problem. Another good example is learning languages. If you're too focused on learning the literal translations of words, you're not going to be a natural in the language, right? So there are some things where you can have that experience-based approach, and there are some things that you should have that memorization-based approach, especially if they're extremely important, right? I also don't really like the reliance on school for certain jobs. Like, I understand that certain jobs need that, like, again, for example, being a pilot. But I feel like if it's something like cooking, you shouldn't need a degree in that before you're considered as a chef. And the reason is because such jobs are very reliant on passion, right? The person who's passionate about that kind of work is probably going to have those standards. Maybe instead of a degree certification, it could be OSHA or something like that would go and visit these people and where their establishment is, and that will be their certification rather than a degree. If you're passionate and you study hard and you work hard, you will know what you're doing without needing that degree. And I know that, like, maybe that's not good because you're not being standard or whatever, but certain things that instead of standardization, we can just look for qualification. We can just look for how people are doing their stuff and making sure that it's okay. We don't necessarily need everyone to go to school for them to understand certain things about what they love doing. And that's another thing that I don't like about school. It kind of muddies the waters to what passion is supposed to do and what schooling is supposed to do. And it kind of goes along with the experience thing. School doesn't care about your experience, but the thing is, sometimes when you learn something from experience, it just does a better job of teaching you than just having the raw knowledge. So sometimes I feel like we shouldn't be focusing on the raw knowledge, but we should instead focus on the experience that people have, right? Okay, there's another thing I don't like about school, guys, and I told you guys this before, which is that college in particular kind of puts off the marriage age. Most people want to be married at like age 25, but college kind of incentivizes you to push your marriage age back. So even if you did want to get married early, now it's like, oh, but you got to go to college. Just wait until you're finished with college before you get married. And I don't like that, because love is very important, okay? You can be married and want education. You can have kids and want education for yourself. But college is so stressful that oftentimes people would prefer that you push all of that away and do the college first. Now, I know that college is important. I know that getting an income and stuff is important, but I don't necessarily like how we're forced to push love and kids and all of that away for it. I just feel like it would be better if we were allowed, or like it was more commonplace that people did it while doing those things or something like that. Like, I know it's more stressful, right? But the thing is, like, let's say you really want to get married and you're almost past childbirthing age, but you have to go to college. Or maybe you're very ready to have children, but you have to go to college. It's just a barrier, right? So it's better if, instead of it being treated as a barrier, that is something that you can kind of do whilst all of that, right? You're not just ignoring marriage or ignoring love just because you want to get to school, right? I understand that school is important, but it shouldn't be more important than those things, right? Building a home should be as equally considered as school, right?
Another problem with school is society or strict or bad parents. These people will push you and tell you that, hey, school is the best option. So even if you don't want to go, you're supposed to go to please your family and stuff like that. Even if school does give you an opportunity, that's not what everybody wants, right? You can make $1 million, but if your heart is not happy, then have you really gained anything? No, you know? And because money is hard to come by, that's what pushes this ideology even more, that just go to school so that you can get money, when it's really not that simple. It's okay to participate in the system, but the thing is, even if the system has done good for you, you still can't rely on it, because cost of everything rises. And passion, right? Even if you're passionate about something, it doesn't consume your whole life. You always have hobbies and other interests around you, right? So of course you don't have to rely on that one desk job that school got you to, even if you do like it, right? So yeah, it's not everybody that wants that cookie cutter path that school offers you to quote unquote success, but that's only limited anyways for certain parts of the world. And I, for one, definitely do not think it is fair. I'm not saying don't go to school, by the way. I'm just saying that if you're gonna go, make sure that you're doing it because your heart is in it and not because of societal pressure. Learn things outside of school. Don't just rely on school to learn things, especially if you're very passionate about something, because school is not gonna give you the best chance to learn that. It's just about cramming and memorizing. Sometimes how well you memorize it is not that important, right? It's just that you memorize it for a test and then you move on. But if you really wanna learn something well, you have to do more than just strict memorization. You have to practice it in your daily life, and you have to make it a part of you in order to kind of get more used to it, right? So do those things outside of school. You're passionate about what you're learning. Read more and watch some videos about people who are knowledgeable on the topic. Don't just rely on the school curriculum and the education they give you, because if you're really passionate about something, you can surpass what they tell you about, okay? And yeah, that's the advice I have for school goers. Good luck.
I didn't really want to do face cam videos because I know that the only thing you guys are looking at is my beautiful face. Just watch this in the background if you're really that interested in what I have to say. But anyways, guys, thank you for listening to my thoughts about school. Okay, guys, so I guess because it's face cam or something, it's kind of a little bit harder for me to voice how I'm feeling, but I tried my best, okay? So thanks for watching. Bye.